You ready to laugh? This is gonna be great. My next guest is a comedy icon. You all know him as J.J. Evans from the legendary sitcom Good Times. Yes. And from his legendary stand-up career, please welcome the Dynamite Man himself. This is Jimmie Walker.
Well, people, here we are. The Arsenio Hall Show. And I'm glad to see we got everybody out here because we got a nice mixed crowd, everything. We got every race, creed, and color. We got some of my vatos, my Mexican people out here. I like to see y'all. But let me tell you something. I've been checking something out. It says, comes from the Census Bureau. It says, Mexicans, this is unbelievable to me. I could not believe this. By the year 2020, the #1 minority in this country will be Mexicans, Hispanics. That pissed me off. Black people have been the #1 minority in America since 1600. Now we can't even hold that damn job. That's why I'm changing my race tonight. I've had enough. I can't take it anymore. No, I'm not kidding. I can't take it anymore, man. I'm becoming a Blaxican. That's right. My new name, El Negro. That's right. And see, people think that the Mexican people are the problem with the immigration. They're coming across. Mexicans, they don't even go through immigration. They don't care. No. They just come right through. They got their lawnmower, their leaf blower. We coming through, baby. Watch out. We got work to do, man. We don't have no. The #1 immigrating group in this country, I guess you know that, Chinese. They come across and they do a great job. They come across in this country. They don't speak the language, Spanish. And the great thing about them, I don't know if you guys saw this, because of the world economy now China is going through a problem with employment. 10% unemployment in China among 3-year-olds. Now, I think 3-year-olds got to work too. That's just me. I don't know y'all. And talk about immigration. Man, things are going on. We got celebrity crime. Talk about immigration. Justin Bieber. Come on, people. This guy, I love the Canadians, but you gotta take him back. That's right. We do not want this guy in this country anymore. No, not because of the crimes he committed. It's because of the music he brought over here. I do not want to hear that stuff again, man. And everybody is talking about what's going on in the news. You know, I'm stunned, man. This amazed me. That airline, that lost airline, that 777, can't find it. My goodness, they told you how safe this thing was. If it lands in the ocean, it turns into a cruise liner. If it crashes on a freeway, it turns it into a Bentley. My goodness gracious. They cannot find this thing, man. This is amazing. They can't find it. Now, this is the amazing thing. If I go through a red light on Sunset and Vine, they got a picture of my car. There's a guy waiting for me at home with a... What is going on? And I like to see this kind of crowd because we got everything mixed in there. We got some Hispanic people, some Mexicans. I love to see them here. We got some black people in the house. I just see them here. And we got some white people in the house. And as you can see by what's been going on, everybody's getting so nervous about race nowadays. People talk about it all the time. People say, oh, I'm Irish American. Oh, I'm Polish American. Oh, I'm German American. Let me say this about that. Ain't nobody going back to wherever you came from. We need to get our black, white, and brown behinds together and cut all the crap right now, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Good night. Where am I going?
Jimmie Walker, we'll be right back. Wow.
Arsenio Walker. Oh, ladies and gentlemen. Director John Rich, he says, I want you to do it like this. And I went, John, that's a little silly. That's just to have somebody stand up and say dynamite in the middle of a show. He says, this thing is going to be big.
I'm sitting with Jimmie Walker. What's that from, sir?
That is The Pioneers of TV, which is on PBS next Tuesday. And for some reason, they decided to put me on there.
No, you're one of them, Jim.
No. They got a lot of good people. They got Carol Burnett, they got Mary Tyler Moore, they got Dick Van Dyke, they got the late Jonathan Winters. Oh, they got a lot of good people. And when they asked me to do it, you know, you usually do these things, it's an hour interview, and then at the end you watch it and you're on there for 3 seconds or whatever it is. Yeah. But this time they called me and they said, we got 15 minutes with you. I said, 15 minutes? I made it that far? Oh, my goodness.
15. You know, my first knowledge of you as a young comic at the Comedy Store was the writers you were putting into the business that became stars. I remember Byron Allen writing for you. I remember David Letterman writing for you. I think Jay Leno wrote...
Jay Leno wrote for me. Byron wrote for me when he was 14 years old.
It's crazy.
14 years old. His mom worked at NBC as a censor, and she said, my son does, you know, a little bit of stand-up. Is it possible? And I said, sure. So his mother drove him to my house. And he came to our meeting. Leno, Letterman, we had Louis Anderson, Rich Jenny, Robert Schimmel.
Wow, wow. Schimmel. Oh, my, and Rich Jenny both.
And the first joke that Byron ever wrote for me, he's 14 years old, his first joke, he says, black people, white people, what's different when they go to the movies? You know, white people go to the movie, they say, it's not a good movie, they go to the box office. He said, I would like to have my money back, if you don't mind. He says, black people, they don't like a movie, they go, hey, we didn't like the movie, we want everybody's money back.
Oh, I remember that joke. I remember that joke. Oh, wow. You know what? Somebody else that has affected both of us. My first television stand-up was on David Letterman at 30 Rock. And I know he's been really a good friend to you and has never wavered.
He's never wavered. The thing that I admire, he did his, Howard Stern had his 60th birthday party in New York, right? They did an interview with Dave. Howard, you know, always attacking.
Yes.
He says, you know, you have a lot of your friends on the show from the old days. And he said, didn't you have Jimmie J.J. Walker on the show? I know that you wrote for me, helped you out and everything, but don't you think now you've paid him back? That's over. He's dead. And Letterman said, absolutely not. He's one of my best guests. He comes on prepared. He's solid. I'm happy to have him on the show.
That was cool.
I said, whoa! I didn't think Dave was going to fight for me like that. But see, Dave, the thing is, Dave, now he's retiring, as you know. The thing with Dave is he's so reclusive. See, people, that's the thing. You know, Jay, who wrote for me for longer than Dave, he's out there. Jay is the kind of guy, he comes on the show like this, you got to say, hey, Jay, I got to go, man. This time is up.
Yes.
It's that kind of thing. Whereas Dave, you can't get nothing out of Dave. I mean, if you see Dave for 5 minutes after a show, that's it. But the thing is, Dave has never changed. Everyone around him has changed.
Oh, that's a good point.
Because everybody wants him to be a star. He don't want that.
Yeah.
He just wants to do his show, and he's done. And I said this, when Dave leaves, and probably, I don't want to say a date, but I have a date. When he leaves, you will never see Dave Letterman again.
Kind of like Johnny.
Yeah, but it'll be worse than Johnny. You won't even know that Dave Letterman was on the planet.
I told them, during the commercial how I used to sit in Cleveland as a teenager, and I would sit on the floor between my girlfriend's legs. My girlfriend would sit on the couch, and she would cornroll my hair, and we would watch Good Time.
Yeah.
So I grew up laughing at you and dreaming of one day being in this town, dude. What do you think of shows and sitcoms that you see now?
I think we're, especially minorities, we're in a lot of trouble because of political correctness. And like our show, when it was on, everybody complained about our show. They said, you know, just JJ, he's buffoonish, he's out there, they're living in the ghetto. We don't like any ghettos. Black people don't live in the ghetto. Black people are not poor. Black people are not struggling. They make us look so bad. We're unemployed, we're this, we're that. We don't like this show. So they took us off finally. They did not have another black sitcom, ethnic show, until the Bill Cosby show. Bill Cosby show came on. They said, you know, there's no black people that are doctors and lawyers like this. This is impossible. This just can't be done. So here's the problem. Networks, as you know, by being on a network, being syndicated, their gig is to make money. Their gig is not to save the world or nothing like that. They want to make as much money. If there's constant complaints about a show and people are complaining, that show will be gone. They would like to see shows like Mike and Molly, those kind of shows. No complaints. Everybody's happy. Chuck Lorre's doing the dance of happiness. The Big Bang.
Wait. Okay, but like Chuck Lorre, wasn't he the guy with Charlie Sheen?
He was the guy with Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen?
But look what Chuck Lorre has done. Whenever there was a problem, Roseanne, Brett Butler, Charlie Sheen, gone. Pulled out like a bad tooth. No way to hang. Get out of here. And that's what he does. He don't care. He wants a hit show. He wants to make his money and move on. And all those who have given him any problems have been gone immediately, not, except for Charlie Sheen, not to be heard from again.
Right. So are you saying that the absence of some people of color in Hollywood is because of past behavior?
I think it's because of us, because we complain about everything, and when you do a show, when you do a sitcom, you have to have somebody take the pie. Somebody's going to have to be that person, like a Michael Richards, like a Ted Knight, like a Jim Parsons. Somebody's going to have to be that wild guy that everybody loves.
Which was you.
Which was me in our show. Somebody's going. If you don't have that guy, you don't have comedy. And if you look at what happens with black people in shows now, the black person on every show is the most perfect guy because they don't want to have any problem. He's the most smartest guy. He's the head of the hospital. He's the head of the school. He's the head of the police department. Morgan Freeman, in his last 3 movies, he's been God.
Oh, gosh. Hey, will you come back and see us again?
I will come back anytime.
Okay, you can see Jimmie on the season finale of PBS Pioneers of Television acting funny next Tuesday at 8 p.m. And I think you should all go out and get this. I'm going to spend my evening reading it. We'll be right back. Yes.